of important concepts for congruence of triangles, and that is the property of congruence, or the basis for congruence of triangles. So to understand what is congruence of triangles, let us first see what does congruent figures or what does congruency means. So when you have a word of congruence, so it basically means that to superimpose. That means if two objects are congruent, then they will superimpose on each other. That means when you are combining these two objects, they appear to be exactly one. So when two objects superimpose on each other, they are said to be congruent. So if I take the case of a line segment, I have this line segment AB and I have one more line segment CD. So when these two components or these two line segments will superimpose on one another, so if I superimpose AB on CD, so it will become something like this. Now when AB has been superimposed on CD, you can see the extra part, that is BD. That means AB and CD are not congruent figures. A line segment is said to be congruent if it has an equal length. So if AB has length 3 centimeters and CD also has the length 3 centimeters, then they are said to be the congruent line segments or congruent figures. So when two objects superimpose on one another and it appears that there is only one object, that is referred to as the congruent figures. Now if we talk about the concept of triangles or congruence of triangles, so if I have two triangles, that is A, B and C, and the other triangle is D, E and F. So if these two triangles are congruent, then basically this line means that this triangle will superimpose on this one and both of them will appear to be exactly one. So when we take the case of congruency, there is a symbol for it. So I can write triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF. So basically this means that the A vertex will lie over the D vertex, the B vertex will lie over the E vertex, and the C vertex will superimpose on the vertex F. So A will superimpose on D, B will superimpose on E, and F will superimpose on C will superimpose on F. Only then these two triangles are said to be congruent. So when you are mentioning the exact component of one triangle to the other triangle, this is known as CPCT. The full form of CPCT is the corresponding parts of congruent triangle. So when ABC is congruent to DEF, then we can say that angle A is equals to angle B, angle A is equals to angle D, angle B is equals to angle E, angle C is equals to angle F. Also the sides will be also equal. So AB will be equal to DE, BC will be equal to EF, and AC will be equal to DF. You can also get these from the statement also, like in this case AB will superimpose on DE, then BC will superimpose on EF, and AC will superimpose on DF. So you have to mention the corresponding parts, otherwise ABC will not be congruent to DEF. It can also be written as ABC is congruent to EFD. Then in this case AB will superimpose on EF, BC will superimpose on FD, and similarly. So whenever you are mentioning the corresponding parts of congruent triangles, you have to first prove that these two triangles are congruent, and there are various theorems for that, and each theorem and we have applied and we have made a video on each of the theorems. You can also see that video. But when you are mentioned that these two are the corresponding, or these are the congruent parts, these two are the congruent triangles, so you have to clearly mention that all the corresponding parts also. Otherwise it can also become in various combinations like ACB is equal to DEF or any other way. So you clearly have to mention that ABC is congruent to DEF. Now other theorems to prove the congruent figures are, the first of them is SAS. That means when the two sides are equal and the angle between the two sides is also equal in both the triangles. So AB is equal to DE, AC is equal to DF, and angle A is equals to angle D. The second can be triple S. So when three sides are equal to all the three sides of the other triangle, then those two triangles said to be congruent. Similarly, for right angle triangle, we have the theorem for RHS, which clearly mean that R stands for right angle, H stands for the hypotenuse, and S stands for the side. So when two right angles are there, the hypotenuse is also equal, the right angle is also equal, and any one side is equal, then these two triangles said to be congruent. Abhyas Online has offered separate videos on each of these concepts, but basically we have discussed the main property of congruence and what do you mean by exactly the congruent figures. This was the concept of congruence of triangles.